Many business owners are torn between these two choices. Should I operate my business as a business name, or should I just go for the limited liability company? What does it take to operate a LTD without getting myself into trouble? Or should I just follow the easy route of operating as a business name, which I personally don't advocate for? I get all of these questions every day in my DM and comment section, so I've decided to break down what it takes in very simple ways on how to run a limited liability company so that making the decision if you should upgrade your current business name to LTD, leave it operating as a business name, or just go ahead and register a brand new LTD will be easy for you to make. You already know how we do it on this channel to help you understand these things without boring you with the big grammars that you will not understand. Now business you won't do, you know, keep person. And mind you, while this video is particularly tailored toward small business owners, of course, big business owners will also benefit from it. It's a good time to also announce to you guys that finally I have decided to create a free WhatsApp group that you guys have been suggesting. This free group is for you if you want to be closer to me in any form, maybe to ask questions about the status of your business or what you're planning to do in the nearest future, or you want information about making money in general, or even have a service you think you can render to my followers and you want me to recommend you. If any of this sounds like what you're interested in, then click the free WhatsApp invite link in the video description and join us. Also, you know by now that I have masterclasses where I train people on how to carry out CAC pre and post incorporation applications for people and make money from it. If you want to be in that group, you can also let me know by chatting me on WhatsApp in the WhatsApp number in the video description. And also, if you want me to carry out any of these jobs for you, maybe you want to register your business, you want to upgrade, want to file your annual returns, or whatever it is you want to do, you can also chat me using that WhatsApp number. So let's begin. Now, according to the Nigerian Tax Act 2025, a small business is a business with an annual turnover of 100 million or less, a category of which I believe that most of you rightly fall into. So let me ask you this simple question. You just got your business idea, then you registered your business with the relevant government regulatory agencies, either as a business name or a limited liability company. You got your business registration certificate, right? So are you safe now? Well, not necessarily. Now, registering your company is like buying a car. If you don't service that car, if you don't renew the papers, if you don't obey the rules, that car eventually becomes a liability and not an asset. Every year, thousands of business owners wake up to shocking surprises like blocked or inactive business status, or even a total delisting from the CAC database, heavy penalties, contract rejected, bank account frozen. And the painful part, most of these problems come from very small compliances that were ignored or not even aware of at all. So, to the big question, what are the compliances that you must know about if you want to run a limited liability company? So, let's talk about what compliance really means. The first thing I want you to understand is that the government doesn't expect your small business to behave like Dangote Group, even if you're operating it as a limited liability company. They just want basic updates, basic taxes. Now, as you may have suspected, there are lots of things people talk about when it comes to trying to make a decision if to operate as a limited liability company and the things that it requires to manage such businesses. But after considering many of those talks, I think four of them are just relevant to you, and I'm going to share them with you in this video. So let's talk about the four compliances you must take seriously this year if you want to run a limited liability company or if you're already running one. And first on that list is your CAC annual returns. This one alone has affected more registered businesses than bad marketing. Every limited liability company in Nigeria must file annual returns. And this one also affects you even if you run a business name. Well, this also applies to every other form of registration that you do. Think of annual returns like checking in and saying, "Hello, CAC, my company is still here, is still active, and I am still interested in the registration I did with you guys." If you don't do it, your company status will become inactive. And interestingly, you don't even get to know this until when probably you need anything with the company name. If you don't do it, your company status will become inactive. Interestingly, you won't even know until when you need to process anything with that company name. And suddenly it dawns on you that you can't probably bid for contracts, banks and investors are rejecting your proposal, among several other issues that you may encounter. And here is the simple rule: even if your company made zero sales, even if you don't open an office, you are still expected to file your annual returns. No filing will be equal to penalties stacking quietly in the background that can overwhelm you when you eventually notice. Many business owners only find out when the penalty is already too painful to pay. And seriously, you don't even want that to be you. So let's talk about tax compliances. Now, calm down. Paying tax does not automatically mean that you will lose your profit or that the government will squeeze out this money from your neck. For small companies, Nigerian tax law is actually more forgiving than many people think. Now, as a small company, these are the basics about tax that you quickly want to glance over. Number one, company income tax, or what we call the CIT. Now, you must file tax returns even if your company made no profit. Remember, filing does not always mean paying. If you're a small company or you're still growing, your tax may be zero, seriously, but the filing must still be done. And I guarantee that most of you watching this video will not even be paying the CIT anyways. I explain more about the CIT and other taxes in my old videos, and I also made a very short and colorful PDF slide that will quickly show you what you need to know about tax as a small business owner, a salary earner, or just any person out there. I will leave the link to the video and to that PDF in the video description just below this video. Number two, your value added tax, which is popularly called the VAT. If you sell taxable goods or services, now always remember that VAT will apply. Now, the government expects a 7.5% of the value of that product or service that you just sold. You will have to collect it or already add it to the price of the original product or service, and then you remit it to the government as a business or a company. It's not your money. You are just the middleman between the person that is buying from you and the government. Number three, we have the withholding tax. Now, if you pay freelancers or you pay vendors, you may need to withhold a small percentage of the amount you paid, and then you also remit it to the government. Now, the truth of the matter is that ignoring these taxes doesn't make them disappear. It only makes them grow teeth later, and it becomes difficult for you to manage. So, if you have employees, you need to listen to this. The moment you hire even one staff, obviously your responsibilities change. But here is the good news: small companies are not treated the same way as big corporations. So, for most small businesses, payee tax applies, right? You deduct it and you remit it for your staff. Now, if you run a limited liability company, pension will usually be required, but only if you have 15 or more employees. Also, ITF contributions often apply only when your staff and your turnover crosses a certain limit. And as a small limited liability company, all of this will not really apply to you. Many small business owners just panic unnecessarily when it comes to thinking if they should operate as an LTD, but really you don't need to. The law understands scale. What it doesn't forgive is total silence. So now let's talk about keeping records. Now, this one doesn't cost you money, but it saves you money. So as a limited liability company, you must learn how to keep records. Your company must keep the director's detail, the shareholder records, some basic financial records, simple meeting notes. You don't need a big fancy boardroom. You just need a little bit of order. When compliance issues arise, record are your first line of defense. And I'm currently working on helping small businesses create basic record keeping templates. So if you join the WhatsApp group I mentioned earlier, I'll be giving more information about it. Like I said, if you think you're also an expert, then you can also reach out to me. So finally, let's talk about one that is not really very obviously mentioned, which we call data protection. Now let's talk a little about data. If your business collects people's names, phone numbers, email addresses, customers' details, then data protection will apply to you. You don't need to fear, you just need awareness. Simple steps like taking consent before you use any of their data, safe storage, and responsible use already puts you ahead of many businesses. But just make sure you manage the data of your customers appropriately, especially if you're running a limited liability company. So these are the basic things you need to know if you're running your business as a limited liability company. And as you can see, they are not big deals. Now, let me end with this truth. Most businesses don't fail because they weren't smart. They fail because they were careless with some of these boring parts. Compliance is quite boring, but until it blocks your progress. If you're watching this video and you're not sure about your CSC status, your annual returns, or your tax filing, don't wait for a problem to force your hand before you do so. People will just take advantage of you. Fix it while it's still cheap. Fix it while it's still simple. Your registered business deserves to work for you, not against you. If you have any question for me, I'd love to hear them in the comment section and also in the group. Please like this video, share it so that more business owners can get to see this very important information. And finally, if you are a visitor to this channel and you're not yet subscribed but you want to see more amazing information like this one, why not hit the subscribe button, turn on the alert bell so that YouTube can notify you when I publish new videos. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.